Okay, so we're going to start on our back today and do some foam rolling and also some strengthening. And I'm going to try to do this in under 20 minutes. So let me get my timer set here. Okay. All right, so we're going to start lying on our back. We're just going to do a quick assessment to see how your body's doing right now. How is your alignment? So lying on your back, noticing how your body is connecting to the mat or the ground. Just tune into your body. Scanning from your head, your neck, noticing how your shoulders are touching the mat. Feel the weight of your ribs. Notice where the arch of your back is. Maybe your ribs feel a little lifted and maybe your arch starts in your mid-ribs. We're going to try to bring the arch lower into your belly area, so your arch hopefully will be closer to your hips by the time we're done. Noticing your hips, and I want you to pay attention to if you feel like your weight is in your tailbone or is it more in your butt cheeks, because when we're done, we're going to hopefully notice that the weight is more in your butt cheeks and less on your tailbone. Now scan down your legs, noticing, do your thighs touch the mat evenly or they feel lifted up? And then scan down your calves and notice your feet. Your feet feel a little bit wonky, like one's pointing more east-west and maybe one's north-south. And you might notice when you divide your body to left and right sides, does one side of your body feel more weighted than the other side? Maybe one side feels more connected to the mat. Does one leg feel longer than the other? Those are all signs of stuck stress, or in other words, your body's a little bit out of alignment. So we're going to do a little bit of the foam roller to try to get your body back into alignment. So take the foam roller, line it up with your hips, roll onto the foam roller here, and lie with your spine connecting to that foam roller all the way up to the top of the head. Put your weight into your forearms and just start to rock your entire masses, your head, shoulder, ribs, hips, all roll together side to side. So what we're trying to do here is get your body to start to engage your core, and now all of your sensory organs are kicking in to try to figure out where you are in space. Your whole GPS system is centered around your center of gravity, which in Tai Chi is called your Dantian, and it's down here at your core, your diaphragm area, basically 2 inches below your belly button, inside and 2 inches down. That's your center of gravity, and also known as the Dantian. We're trying to get your body to reconnect to the center of gravity. So let's do that by tilting the pelvis and tucking the pelvis. So you notice a tuck is pulling in and a tilt is pushing down. Your weight is light on your feet, heavy on the ribs. I'm not letting my ribs lift, keeping my ribs heavy on the foam roller. My feet are light, and I'm just tucking and tilting my pelvis. So what I'm doing now is I'm telling my body how to differentiate the movement of my pelvis from my ribs. And I'm getting my brain reconnected to my center of gravity here, which is down here by the pelvis. Everything I'm going to do is going to help my body reconnect to this center of gravity. All right, so now that I've done the tucks and tilts of the pelvis, let's start to do some deep breathing. So you're going to breathe through the breastbone and into your back, connecting into the foam roller. So I want you to do a north-south breath. Do one more. And then do a breath east-west, expanding your ribs side to side. Right about where your heart monitor would be. Imagine expanding the heart monitor, opening those ribs, and do a couple of those. And now let's take a deep north-south breath, east-west breath. Do a 360 all the way through the entire torso. And now focusing your breath just in your pelvis region here. We're going to center that breath deep in the pelvis. And notice your exhale starts to contract your diaphragm. And now let's manipulate your breath a little bit and draw in your diaphragm, making a SH sound. One more time. Now when I'm exhaling and I'm forcing that exhale, I actually can feel it into the back of the spine area along this foam roller. I'm engaging the deep diaphragm muscles very deeply here. Now try to do a couple silent, deep exhales, manipulating the diaphragm to contract. All right, now get off the foam roller and notice if you've changed anything about the way your body's connecting to the mat. Noticing your ribs, the shoulders. In particular, I want you to notice your arch. Did you make any changes with the arch? Maybe your ribs are heavier now, and now the arch should be lower, maybe more towards your navel. We've lowered it a little bit more towards the hips. That's the ideal location here. Also notice the pelvis. I've definitely made some change here. My weight is more on my butt cheeks than my tailbone. And then scan down your body, noticing your thighs. Did you make any changes with your feet? And now if you divide your body left and right, does your body feel more evenly weighted from left to right? Do your legs feel a little more equally lengthened? Okay, great. Now let's do our upper back decompression here. Get some of that stress out of our neck and back area. All right, so resting your head into the palms of your hands, open up your breastbone and let's just kind of take an assessment of the tightness in our back. By opening up our breastbone, you're in the C curve, like a banana curve here, and just open up the breastbone without lifting the ribs. Keep your tuck in your pelvis and just notice any tightness in that back. Inhale, and then on your exhale, bring your right elbow to your right hip and breathe into the left ribs. Noticing any tightness here. And now on the exhale, let's move. Bring the left elbow to the left hip and breathe into my right ribs. Noticing any tightness on this side. I noticed it more when I brought my right hips and my right, crunched my right side. I'm noticing more tightness on my left side. So I'm gonna see if we can fix that. So lift your hips just a couple inches off the mat and you're gonna roll 2 vertebrae, 1 or 2 vertebrae. Really small rolling action here. With the elbows lifted to the sky, you're gonna get deeper into the meaty part of your back. So we're gonna do this rolling, finding any tenderness, tight spots. Drop your hips, and now we're gonna just roll your shoulders, dragging the skin over the foam roller, like little massage, and hold. Take a breath into it. Now, bring your hips and your ankles closer together, lift your hips, and we're gonna get into the mid back. again, I'm keeping my little C shape, my banana curve in my spine. Now I'm more about where my bra strap would be, my bra line. Just 2 vertebrae, drop my hips, and now I'm just gonna roll my back over that foam roller, dragging the flesh. It's almost like I'm doing a backstroke with my shoulders here. The same kind of action. All right, now let's lower down into the ribs, the lower part of the ribs, 2 vertebrae here. Keep that C curve. And now drop the hips, and now get that back like you're scratching an itch on a nice log. This is like a great massage. So we can't get into the massage studios right now. Okay, hold it here, compress. And now we can rinse the fluid out of the fascia. We're gonna drop the hips down to our starting position, and now lift the hips and push in one motion, almost straightening your legs. Then come back, do it again. Bring your hips back down to your heels. Let's do it again. And one more time for good measure. Readjusting your feet every time, and in one motion, glide all the way. All right. Now let's do our lower body. Go into a bridge. We're gonna bring the foam roller up underneath our hips. So you want the foam roller at the wide part of your hips. Bring your knees to the sky. Relax your feet. Relax your hands on the foam roller. My ribs are heavy, my shoulders are heavy. I'm super relaxed right now. Tilt your knees to the 11 and the 1 o'clock position, rocking back and forth and massaging that SI joint to help hydrate your hips here. Now come to 1 o'clock, and let's do small circles with both knees. Engaging your core to keep both knees together. And now hold it at 1 o'clock and just open up your right knee and make circles here without letting your hip pop. Just see how far you can open up that hip. And then you can also march it out to bring some hydration into that hip. And then just hold it. And now let's come to the left side. So left side here, we're gonna do small circles with the 2 knees together, thighs are together. My feet are still relaxed. Now let's make big circles with that left knee. No popping. Just go as far as comfortable. And now let's march it out. All right, come back to center. Lift your hips. Now we're gonna drop the foam roller to the top part of the thigh, relaxing the legs. The more relaxed you do this, the better effect you'll have in the hydration of the legs and the knees. So here we go. We're gonna take our right leg out, and now we're doing like little figure eights with the big toe. So take the big toe out, and now draw the big toe in. Let your heel almost drag along the ground here. Just barely hovering the heel above the ground. Doing little figure eights to massage that upper thigh and get hydration into that upper thigh. And now let's do that on the left leg. And you're moving from the hip joint. Just let your leg feel limp, dragging that skin across the foam roller. And this hydrates that fascia, which gets dehydrated a lot when we sit, watching our Netflix shows and our Amazon series. All right, now let's move the foam roller to the mid thigh. Now you can do both legs together if we're under time constraints, which we kind of are, or you can do the single leg. Either way, totally fine. It's up to you. If you want to just enjoy this moment and do one leg at a time, or if you're like, let's just get to it, you can do both legs at the same time. essentially what you're doing is you're dragging that flesh across that foam roller in order to hydrate, get the hydration back into your fascia, loosen up those connections that create cellulite, and then hold, compress, and bring it to the lower part of the thigh. All right, let's do this. It's right above the knee joint here. This is where we're going to get some good hydration in the knee. Remember, the feet are barely hovering above the floor. I'm trying to keep my legs as relaxed as possible to get good compression. If my leg is tight, I'm not going to get good compression. So just relax the leg. And just let it relax and take a focused breath, compressing and then releasing. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is the hip joint. This is what happens when you're out in nature. I'm being bombarded by these oak caterpillar thingies. All right, so sit on your foam roller. My hands are behind me, but I'm not putting a lot of weight on my hands. I'm using my core to keep me on the foam roller, so most of my weight is on the foam roller. My elbows are going to be soft here. And now I'm going to glide the back of my triangle of my tail. Very little weight in my arms. Don't slouch or crunch into your shoulders. Just keep your shoulders and neck elongated. Your elbows are soft. I'm hydrating the lower back. And now let's roll onto your sit bones here. Turn your knees to the right, and here you're going to glide into that hip joint. And after about 3 or 4 glides, I'm feeling a little bit of stuck stress in here. So you come up next to it, and now open and close that knee like a clamshell. And here we're creating some hydration in that joint. Extend that right leg, and now you can roll your body weight over that area. Now just hold and compress it here. All right, now I'm gonna turn onto my left side. Now I'm still kind of on the back side of my hip joint. I'm rolling. And now I'm gonna get kind of up in the hip socket here, a little bit to the left of that tailbone. And now I'm making my gliding action a little bit smaller, and I'm feeling for any stuck stress, any little knots. All right, you get up kind of next to it, and now here we do the clamshells. And now I'm going to straighten out my leg and roll my body weight. I'm not as sore on my left hip. All right, hold it and compress it. Take a focused breath. And come off of it. Now let's just check and see how our body's doing. Let's do a reassessment. So lay here on your mat, palms are faced up towards the sky. Relax your body and scan your body. We're like in Shavasana right now. Enjoying this day. Feeling how you've readjusted, your whole body alignment has changed. Your whole body can relax now because it's in proper alignment. And now you're ready to get on with the rest of your day. So thanks for tuning in. I miss you. Take care. See you soon. Bye.